almost scored 70 points on the Lakers in the first half. What? Wait a minute. I was reading the newspaper a couple days ago. That win over Boston was going to save the season. Well, that's what all the NBA media guys told me. What? They proclaimed Rondo's shot against the Celtics. Oh, my God. It changes everything. Lakers in the championship round. Oh, now they got beat by the crappy Hawks and blown out by the Sixers. Folks, put the pom-poms down. Report, not support, media members. Once every Laker was mentioned as trade bait, you poison the locker room. They're not going to recover, and Luke Walton is toast. That's what we said. That's what I believe. And now 3 games in post-trade deadline, this is what you have. The Lakers have 8 days off, and you're going to see a big push now to get rid of Luke Walton. LeBron and Luke Walton have no relationship. Magic Johnson didn't hire him. I don't think he's a great coach. I don't think he's terrible. I think his substitution patterns border on random, at best inconsistent, at worst bizarre and random. But I will just remind you, football is the coaching sport. Basketball is the player sport. Is Brad Stevens a good coach? Yes. He's currently a 5th seed in the East. Is Greg Popovich a good coach? Yeah, 7th seed. Is Eric Spoelstra a good coach? Yes, he is. 9th seed. Is Rick Carlisle a good coach? Coaches think he's brilliant. He's an 11th seed. Okay? This is a players' league. You want to know, Dwayne Casey won Coach of the Year in the NBA. Do you know where he picked up his award? At Applebee's across the street because they fired him. He couldn't get the award in the building. He was across the street having lunch because they kicked him out of the building. That's Dwayne Casey, Coach of the Year. So if you're asking me who the most talented teams in the NBA are, I was thinking about this morning. If you said, what are the most talented rosters in the NBA? I'd say Golden State, number 1. Let's not even argue about that. And then you can argue about stuff. I'd say Houston second. If Chris Paul's healthy, and James Harden, and Clint Capella, and Eric Gordon, I'd say Houston's the second best roster. Not quite as good as last year, but number 2. Oklahoma City, I've got Westbrook. I got the MVP, Paul George. I got Steven Adams. And I would give them a narrow edge over Philadelphia because Jimmy Butler, Simmons and Embiid, I'm not sure. I don't know about the chemistry. I like the players. I'd put Philadelphia 4. Tobias Harris, that's a really good roster. I just don't think yet their chemistry is quite as good as a Houston. I'd put Boston 5. Toronto with Marc Gasol, I may be underselling him at 6. And Milwaukee, Middleton, Giannis, I put him at 7. Okay, that's the best 7 rosters. I don't have the Lakers 8. I think you can start arguing on the Lakers' behalf from 8 to about 16, and I'm not so sure they're not closer to 16 than 9 or 8. And if LeBron twists his ankle, they are 16th. So congrats on firing Luke Walton. That's not the issue. LeBron does create. This is not a criticism. It is a reality. If I yelled at my son for getting a D in math, that is not a criticism. That is a reality if he gets it. LeBron does create an urgency and a stress and at times an unrealistic expectation on a franchise that you have to win now and people have to leave and draft picks have to go to win now. That's the stress that LeBron creates. It's not a criticism. It's a reality. I've seen it multiple times. But I will just say this. Did Luke Walton hurt LeBron's groin? Because they were the 4th seed before that. Did Luke Walton hurt Lonzo Ball, who got hurt again? Oh, he didn't do those 2. Did he leak all the stories that poisoned the locker room? No, Luke Walton didn't do that either. Okay, so never forget, pre-LeBron's injury, Lakers were the 4th seed in the West. The chemistry was getting better. They're only 2.5 games out of the playoffs now, but go ahead, take a wrecking ball to it. Blow up the coaching staff. Go for it. That's not the answer. LeBron creates an expectation that puts stress on a franchise. Now, he is probably the, first, second, third best basketball player I've seen, but that's a reality with LeBron. And so let's blow out Luke Walton. It's not the problem. Let's trade a bunch of players and get AD. I'm not sure that's going to be great. I think it'd be good. I don't think it would be great. I've seen LeBron with bigs before. So it looks like 8 days off, lost to Atlanta, almost gave up 70 in the first half to a bad NBA team that I'm not even sure is trying to win. I think they're in the Zion Williamson interest sweepstakes as well. But that's the world we live in. I never bought into that ridiculous notion that the win over the Celtics meant anything. I told you last Friday off, I opened up the internet, and there were all these stories about they can play with anybody. Save the season. Unbelievable. Biblical proportions.
We just wanted to feel good about the Lakers for a couple seconds.
I guess.
It's been a long first half of the season.
It's rained so much this winter, people need sunshine, I guess.
we just wanted to smile a little bit.
All right, coming up next, don't confuse a small opportunity for a big problem. Steelers' Antonio Brown is not a big problem. That's coming up next. Folks, if you want to upgrade your sleep game, look no further than Casper. Okay, it's the sleep company with outrageously comfortable products at not so outrageous prices. Mattresses to pillows, sheets and duvets. Transform the way you sleep. Okay, the Casper mattress combines 4 layers of pressure-relieving foams